Hey guys, welcome to another AD breakdown. This one's with Graves, and first off I just wanted to say that these AD breakdowns aren't actually specifically about the champion that's in the title, really. It's just about, it doesn't really matter whether it's Corki or Graves or Ezreal or whatever, it's just about the plays that are done during the game and analysing them properly and stuff. It's not really about, it's not a guide of the champion, or it's not a info video about the champion. It's nothing like that. It's just about really about the specific game, I guess. Maybe I should title it a bit better, but yeah, this is how other people have done it, so I thought I'd try it that way as well. So either way, this is just a it's like a scrim sort of thing we're doing, and I'm mostly playing Graves because I think they picked Ezreal and Corki was banned. Otherwise I probably would have played Ezreal or Corki. I know it's a bit lame just to play same champions over and over, but in the current sort of meta, those are the three best. Even after they've been nerfed, I think they're still the three best, just the way people play the game together right now. But anyway, back to bot lane. Let's keep our eyes up on that. So he pink warded the tri-brush here, and we got Alistar to come in, and instantly Ezreal flashes his W like he should do. Alistar gets his Q off onto Nunu after doing some damage, and Nunu flashes as well. So we get two flashes there for free. We didn't really do anything for that. So they have actually no vision at all, and they're pushing out like this aggressively. They're not taking it on the chin like they should be. They should be taking it on the chin and realizing that they shouldn't be. So Nunu comes here. He's realized, oh shit, we have no vision. I better go and ward it. So he face checks the brush on 20% life, and we just about get a kill there. Alistar gets the first blood, but you know, getting assists for me is always nice. I take a tower hit accidentally, but it doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to push lane up here because, well, obviously we're also going to zone Ezreal because he's alone, isn't he? So we're able to do whatever the hell we want to him. I'm just sort of last hitting, waiting until they get. I don't know why I hit the creep then. I shouldn't have hit the creep then, really. But actually now I'm deciding to push, and I'm going to go back. I don't know how much gold I have. Let me check. So I have about 1,000 gold, so I can buy 2 Dorans when I go back. That is usually the best choice for Sona. You can also get a Vamp and a Doran's either as well, but if you want to be more aggressive, then the Doran's is better. The Doran's is easily more aggressive because it gives you the health, the extra AD, whereas Vamp's only for sustain. So I'm just going to push this up here, get as much CS as I can. I'm going to push the next wave because you never want to go back halfway when the lane's halfway here, obviously, since they're going to push the wave and you're going to miss tons of creeps. But Sona actually went to go to mid to get a gank off, to get a gank off on Orianna. So I'm alone a bit. Sometimes the Sona likes to do that. It's strange. But I'm alone for a bit. I'm just trying to CS where I can. Sona's going to reward again. No, what was he doing then? He wasn't rewarding. Just sort of checking area, I suppose. But I'm just sort of trading where I can. That was a good trade-off for me. Ezreal didn't actually hit anything really on me, apart from an auto attack, so I didn't really lose any health, whereas I hit an entire Q off on him. So we should be able to win basically any early fights, just from the amount of damage Sona does. Nunu takes a while for his Blood Boil to really start becoming significant as well. And generally Graves and Sona have enough burst to just be able to take him out, really. So we should be fine in that regard. But Maokai actually... Wait, let me rewind that a sec. So Sorg is sort of pushing into around here a bit. He actually has a ward on him, but he probably should have used this ward. So we're warded off here. We're okay here. They can't come through this way. But they can lane gank, like you see Maokai doing. So what Sorg should have done is he should have had a ward in this brush prior to this gank coming off. Because you never know, if the jungler's nowhere on the map, you never know where he is, and obviously he just gets Swiss advanced, and that's just it. I actually take Ezreal really low here, and even though he's exhausted, he still gets the kill. I'll never understand why that happens with exhaust. When you're exhausted, I guess it's just a % chance, isn't it, or something, that you miss your attacks? I don't know. I hate all this random % chance they have in this game. Like with when they remove dodge and the crit things, they should do it for a few other things too, I think. There's still a couple other bits left, like, I don't know, sometimes you can get really lucky with the Infinity Edge crits as well, I guess, and if you can get really lucky with them, then you're golden. But I bought double Doran's Vamp, gone back. I'm actually an entire Doran's and an entire Vamp over Ezreal, so that's good. And what is the CS like? 51 to 46, so I'm slightly ahead. Not really significant. I'm 6 now. So I E in here, get a free auto attack and a Q off. That's just perfect for me. There's no reason why I shouldn't have done that trade. Sona actually gets a bit of damage off onto Ezreal as well. Quite a lot of damage actually. Sona just seemed to have, the last buffs just seemed to have pushed her into the really, really annoying category again. Where you just kind of get harassed down. So Ezreal's on about half. He's really in the danger zone. He's put his pot up. I'm sort of, I don't know. Ezreal got a kill, so I'm a bit annoyed at this. But I'm still, I'm still good in lane. I've got more items in him because he hasn't gone back yet, and I'm still sort of stronger than him, I guess, despite him getting a kill. So I'm pushing the lane up for no particular reason other than I don't feel their jungler is top, and I can sort of push the lane if I want to. Pretty much. There's always, if you could push, in theory, if you could push the lane up to the enemy's tower every time, and you wouldn't get ganked, then it'd be perfect because just by the way the game works, they always miss CS. So here we actually get we decide to go for Nunu here, but it's not quite enough damage. I actually get exhausted, and it's not quite enough damage to finish him off. And Ezreal's just kind of, we swap targets instantly here as soon as we notice Nunu's gone away, so we just swap targets to get some damage off onto him and make him stop hitting us, pretty much. But yeah, we just couldn't quite get enough damage off there to kill Nunu. Maybe if I had a blood BF sword instead of these double Doran's Vamp, we could have killed him. So always keep that in mind. See, Maokai's waiting around here again. He's waiting in. He's coming around actually. I should have reacted to that a bit quicker. I could have gotten away a bit better than that. But I don't die in the end, so it doesn't matter too much. I go back, got 84 CS. Ezreal's on 60, so that's all good. But you know, Nunu, the rate at which you can push the lane with Nunu Ezreal, or basically anything with Nunu, Ezreal also has a Q which helps him as well, is just insane. So they managed to actually destroy our tower. It goes down really low there. But what did I buy? No, I bought a pickaxe. So I couldn't quite afford anything else. I didn't want to get boots and then have 500 gold left over because I had about 1,000 gold. So I decided to get a pickaxe, and obviously I'm going to go Infinity Edge anyway. I don't really like the old Bloodthirster build. So Gragas was coming down, but unfortunately they just had a ward here, so they could easily see him coming down. There was nothing really he could do about that. So Ezreal is for some reason playing quite safe. So he's missing CS here rather than trying to face us in lane. And I didn't quite see where Maokai came from. So Maokai was here, he was running around here. He actually walked past our ward, so that was a bit... It was poor map vision from me. I wasn't paying attention or something, I wasn't looking correctly. But I E away, Sona gets her ulti off, I do my ulti as well. I'm backing out a bit. Here comes Knucklehead actually, Alistar. Sona's getting really, really low though. And Ezreal's ulti unfortunately just goes to finish on off, although he probably could have dodged that. But, so Alistar knocks... Hold on, let me slow that down. Let me slow that down. Let me go back to this part that we didn't see. Right, so Alistar knocks Ezreal there. And unfortunately, just before he could Q him, Ezreal manages to flash all away. I didn't quite see which one it was exactly. But he manages to just get away, which is unfortunate. So we chase this Nunu down, and we don't even get anyone. It's just unfortunate. But we do actually catch Orianna here, so I think... I'm sort of scared here, because she could easily just kill me, couldn't she? So... But we decided not to go for Orianna, I don't get myself killed, and we just take the oracles of Maokai instead. So that's an amazing trade for us. Maokai's now, he's only got Heart of Gold, and he's got no oracles, whereas Alistar, on the other hand, has 2 gold 5s, and he hasn't bought an oracles yet, but he will do, I imagine. I couldn't imagine him not buying an oracles here. So I'm sort of low, but I'm just pushing the wave up. Ezreal just seems to not want to contest me pushing the lane up. He doesn't really seem to care about me pushing the lane up like this. It seems like he'll happily let me do it even though I have 0 mana. So I'm pushing this up. I'm actually just really wanting to go back now because I have low health. So I'm just gonna E through here and recall in this brush. It's always the best places to recall is like... The best place I've found to recall is like here, in this brush here. You just sort of get into it and then they don't really do anything about it because they have no vision on you. So, just fast forwarding a bit. Get back into lane. 120 CS, Ez is 104, so I'm decently ahead now. That's like a kill. So he's still slightly ahead of me, even though the items don't show it too much. When he finishes that phage, it's just going to be horrible, because just combined with Nunu, it is a difficult thing to deal with when you have Nunu slow, plus another slow like with Kog'Maw or something else. Phage to make up for it. But hopefully we're just going to have to, you know, hit level 11. Soon I'm going to hit level 11 and just hopefully our burst can make up for it. So I don't know why we were playing so safe then. I guess we have no wards out. Neither of us both have like no wards out, so I guess we were playing safe because of that. And Maokai's actually coming in for another lane gank, and I think this was where I thought he was there. I just have this feeling he's there because we have no wards or anything. And Nunu runs forward like that, so it's quite an obvious bait because they've been playing like pussies the entire laning phase. So when Nunu randomly decides to come up like that, it sort of makes me think, someone else must be here. And Gragas is sort of chasing onto Orianna a bit. But because our jungler's top, they got a kill, which is really nice. But because our jungler's top, they're going for Dragon, so I just they're telling me to come and poke them, but there's just really no point. So I'm just like, rather than just wasting my time going to Dragon and like nothing happening basically, which is what happens every time, I just decide, no, gonna push the lane instead, get a CS advantage, go back, buy my BF sword. It's just, in my opinion, it was just the best thing to do then. There was nothing else I could have done. So I'm here I think I'm 2v1, so that's why I'm playing a bit afraid here, even though I'm actually just against Nunu. But there's never a way to tell for sure, and I don't usually like to take crazy risks like that, just rushing into brushes or whatnot. But Ezreal's got his Phage Sheen, and that is just, at this stage of the game, one of the strongest things you could have, aside from a full-out Trinity Force on Ezreal. So he's in a good position there. I've almost got my Infinity Edge, so I'm not too far away from him. And actually, Alistar's coming in here. He could have just came straight down, but he's deciding to check the brush and take those wards out instead. So, in the way that we got that Maokai kill earlier, he actually finished his other gold 5, but we've actually got 2 gold 5s, a chain vest, and an oracle. So we've got a chain vest and an oracle on top of Maokai, which is an insane advantage. So Alistar's just running through their jungle with his troll boots, sitting in their jungle, while I thought I'd go and follow him a bit because we're not really doing too much on our bot lane here now. Generally, we're playing pretty. Both of us are playing pretty safe. Like we could be playing a lot more aggressive, but we're afraid of their jungler, I suppose. So that's why we're playing so. That's why I'm playing so safe. So I'm going to keep the speed on like 2 times here. Wait, let me go back again to have a look at that fight properly. So I jump in, Q. Sona doesn't actually have ult there. If she had ult, see, she's about a second away from getting ult. If she had ult, that would have been. See, I actually flashed, but I still tank the Nunu damage there. So she finally gets ult now, and we just make Nunu use flash. Basically, there's nothing else more we could have done. But this gives us an open opportunity to just take the tower down. Really, if that jungle is there, there's nothing else to stop us. There you get a nice little kill onto Maokai there, waiting at his blue. But we're just pushing this up again, mostly because. Oh right, yeah, their red buff was up. We asked them if there was any red buffs over here, but there weren't. So just going to take an easy red buff for me. And I should be able to afford Infinity Edge now. Yep. I kind of need some kills though. I hate being 20 minutes into the game as an AD carry and not getting any kills. So here I just burn my, I just do Q and ultimate to just burn through as many creeps as I could and just start hitting Ezreal because I have red buff, so I'm allowed to do that. So I'm going to speed this up again a bit. I'm sort of waiting around a bit because I need my Sona to continue fighting them. But they actually have no tower here now, so they're a bit less safe than you usually would be. That's the only thing. Like, if you can kill a tower at 5 minutes, that's amazing. It makes it very difficult for them to farm because 5 minutes early is really really early. So you can't go mid all like 4 people mid at 5 minutes and start pushing it, because one hero with a bit of AoE will just counter that push. So we killed the tower at about 20 minutes, so it's not too bad for them. It's about average time. Maybe it's a bit late actually, but round average time to kill a tower at. So Jin Shao's doing a bit of fighting here. He's going a bit man mode. Orianna does her ulti. See how little damage that Orianna ulti did, and that is because she just has really no items for 23 minutes. I suppose that Abyssal is okay, but Gragas, what does he have? So he has Deathcap, Deathcap Void Staff, so she is pretty far behind in items, just having Abyssal cages compared to Deathcap Void Staff. So we're getting into a fight here. I'm actually slightly behind everyone else. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So that's Maokai ultimate going off. Don't really want to step into that. I actually notice Aurelia comes for me just before, and I dash away just at the time she dashes to me, which is the perfect time I could have dashed into. But unfortunately, like, just because we're outnumbered so much, Alistar's over here, Gragas is over here, it makes it difficult for me to get auto attacks off during the fight, so I'm only able to really burn my ultimate off. Also, not to mention the sort of dodgy vision placements I have around here. Let me go back to the fight and show you what kind of vision I have and why I made these decisions. Let me do the Fog of War just for purple side. So this is what vision I have. Hold on a second. So I can see into this brush, but as soon as I notice Aurelia coming into here, I just instantly back off and then E away as soon as she Qs to me. So I start auto attacking her here. See, okay. So wait. They all go out of my vision there for a second, so I can't auto-attack them. Let me go back to that one more time, just show you properly exactly what I mean, as to why it was very difficult for me to get auto-attacks off there. So I'm going to slow it down to get to the Aurelia a bit, slow it down to 0.25 speed. So I'm going in here, I'm looking to auto-attack them. BAM! They disappear from my vision, I can't see them anymore. So that's just unfortunate for me. I couldn't get any auto-attacks off on there in that fight, simply because Aurelia was there to stop me, and also the vision messed up a bit. So Ezreal gets 2 kills there, which is obviously very nice for Ezreal. Alistar sort of comes in a bit late and then goes in for a combo, but we decide here we should just take our loss and not mess it up even more, and just sort of go back a bit. But Alistar's doing the dragon here. They have no vision on it, so me and him can just easily do it. Gragas can go on the help a bit too, so that's all good. You notice a level difference now. Gragas is level 17, level 13, and he also has a good 60 farm on me, and that's just because in mid you can take a ridiculous amount of extra farm just from the jungle creeps if they don't stop you from doing that. So that's basically the main reasons why. Let me just follow on to me for a second there. Just going to fast forward it a bit because this is a little bit boring. But no, we're actually getting into a little bit of combat here, and I was wondering why we didn't. I actually had some miscommunication with Sorga. I actually didn't have. We didn't have Sona ulti up, so that's why we couldn't just turn around and blast the hell out of Ezreal then. Otherwise, we would have. So I've got my Vamp Scepter. That's why I'm sort of okay. I've got Sona's heal a bit. Makes it decent to stay in lane even after losing all that health. I'm able to just. I'm back up at full now instantly. So we're able to dominate this lane a bit more. So I'm 213 farm, Ezreal's 189. Still fairly ahead of him, just from regular laning pretty much. So Sona has ultimate now. Wonder if he would have. He didn't want to. I guess he didn't want to ult Ezreal then, because he probably would have been able to E out of it. That's the thing with Ezreal's E. A lot of times, even if you get grabbed or stunned by something and you E at the same time, you still manage to get out of it somehow. So let me change the vision back to everyone actually, because it's a little bit strange not being able to see people. But that was a good example of that previous fight as to decisions you make based on vision. So I'm just sort of I'm not like fed, but I'm not weak. So I'm going to be doing a decent amount of damage. I just need to get into that late game sort of status. But we're all sort of grouping up here, just doing a bit of jungle, waiting for someone, I guess. But they've actually spotted us with Maokai sapling, so we're going to have to go back a bit there. So as you can see, Gragas is now like 2 levels ahead of the enemy mid. But she's got her needlessly now, so her ultimate's going to do a lot of damage, and it's going to depend on me not being in the ultimate. And it's going to depend on where we all position, so she can't get everyone in it. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here until the next time something happens, because not much is going on right now. So we're taking the red buff for me. It's always nice to have massive advantage if you can have a red buff advantage in a fight. And we actually have our own red buff up, so we're able to get 2 red buffs. So we back off around to Baron because we have Oracle. We want to bait it a bit. We feel like we're in advantage, so we want to try and push it somehow. So everything's dewarded. There's no vision. So we just decide to start doing Baron, and they're like, you know, they think we're just going to try and bait it. And if we did try and bait it, all we would have done was waste a bunch of time. But considering since we started it, we actually just get it for free, since most people are so used to teams just baiting it, I guess. And we're just pushing up this top lane now because it's generally what you do when you have Baron. But I'm a bit afraid here because Maokai could actually lose into me, since these guys are, for some reason, we're just having 2 people pushing down mid, Gragas sort of poking here, and 2 people pushing top. It doesn't quite make sense, but actually engage onto mid here. And Sloopy's barrel just does so much damage to Maokai there. You can see Nunu just totally low health. And I wasn't even in this fight, so it just shows the enemy team making a pretty bad decision to go and fight there. They get 3 for 1 without even me being in that fight. So yeah, that just shows how much stronger we are in team fights than them right now. But we're actually like 7k gold ahead. Like, I didn't think we were that far ahead in gold when we were playing this, but I suppose mostly the brunt of it just comes down to Sloopy being so strong in this game, I guess. He just has farmed and farmed and farmed, and has also got 7 kills. I don't think he even really did that well in lane against Orianna. It was mostly just team fights, things like that, and farming well, pretty much. But we'll go back now. Just going to fast forward this a little bit. I go to get red because we still have our red up. So I've had red for about like the past forever, pretty much. So we notice dragons up and we just go and do it. That's one of the major flaws of our team, is that we don't do timers well enough. That's probably a major flaw of a lot of up and coming new not so pro teams. Not sure, amateur teams, I guess. Probably the best word for it. But either way, enough off topic. So we're pushing up here. There's nothing they can really do about us pushing down these outer towers. Like, there's no way for them to stop us. They need to kind of defend these, but I believe they actually just let us take it. Or do they? But so because Maokai is so far behind, their team is practically useless because they don't have a tank. So I actually managed to finish off the turret here, and Ezreal gets comboed. But he wasn't locked in place enough for Gragas to do anything about it. So they're actually just going to back off and just let us take this as well. So because we're 10k, we're actually 11k gold ahead now. Because they've just let us snowball this much, they kind of might as well have just surrendered about 5 minutes ago, because if they're just going to let us take their inhibitors like this, then there's no point playing. Really, for them anyway. But Alistair decides to go and tank this top turret, and they all react to this and see it. And I'm just shooting the turret as much as I can. And these guys decide to engage instead. And you can see the pure amount of damage Maokai takes just instantly. He is not tanky at all. And Ezreal's just shooting Plasma, I think, here. And he's not even doing any damage. I'm just kind of shooting Nunu because, hell, why not? There's no one else for me to shoot in the immediate area. Unfortunately, Sona dies to the tower, which isn't too great, but it doesn't matter too much. We're able to just push down here, and I think we actually wanted to win here, but you know, only one of them died really, and it was Maokai, and I took a big beating from Orianna, so kind of need to get back here. Sleepy gets caught a little bit, but Gragas always says E, so he never dies. And the amount of damage Gragas is doing there, we're able to just... I wanted to go and shoot Aurelia then, but she just backed off too quickly, and Yeah, I was trying to bait a little bit. But Plasma goes straight in for Orianna, and that was kind of a bad decision to make because we weren't really there to help him, and he just kind of gets bursted by Orianna because all she's got is Death Cap really, so she's insanely squishy, so I can see why he would want to jump onto her, but he also didn't realise he's got 0 magic resist and also was 30% health. But we're able to take this blue. I'm level 16 now, so pretty strong. I'm actually going to have GA soonish. I think I have almost enough gold for GA. So I'm 1500. I actually need like 1900, I think, for GA. But I notice our red's up. I try and E through the thing like I usually do. Which isn't ever going to work unless they change Graves to E. But I take another one of their red buffs. They seem to never want to... I guess because we've killed 2 of their inhibitors, everyone's constantly in their base, they can't even get their buffs, so that's just another disadvantage put onto this team simply because we were able to push down their towers. And don't forget, this all stemmed from the Baron buff. This all stemmed from us getting an Oracle and clearing the Baron and then taking the Baron, and that stemmed from us killing Maokai here, giving Alistar an advantage over Maokai, and Maokai a disadvantage. So they didn't have Oracle, and we did. So you can see how these sort of events chained to each other, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain, but I hope some of you understood that. But either way, in this game, I usually don't have games like this where I'm 0-0-2, and all I've done is farm and passive as hell. Some AD carries actually play like this, like a lot, where literally all they're going to do is farm and play passive and then try to carry later on. I don't think I could play this game if I played that style all the time because it would just bore me to death. It's very, very boring to play like that. But it works sometimes, and people do like playing like that. So we go for this tower again. They're like, no way, we can't give you this tower. We're just going to lose if we give you this tower. Plasma's actually, they're all focusing onto Plasma, and because he's so fed, he can just take this damage and just ulti Ezreal away. But I wasn't really hitting anyone then because Plasma jumped in so far, and I'm kind of waiting for them to, waiting for my team to do some CC so I can hit them. So I hit Orianna, I killed her because my team CC'd them. I'm just shooting Aurelia. Unfortunately, I didn't do that much damage to her really. She's got her GA, so she has quite a lot of protection. But we've got them all pretty low. Orianna's dead. Unfortunately, our Zen Chao's dead, but he's not really the strongest member of our team. That's Gragas, obviously. And no one on their team seems to want to focus Gragas at all. So he just easily eases into Maokai and Qs him while I just shoot him, and that's just another free kill. So Aurelia's just running off here. I actually managed to get my red buff onto her. So I flashed because I really want that kill on her. And just pop her GA. But unfortunately, while this is happening, Alistar's dying, so that's pretty funny, sort of, that Alistar dies. But I actually should get another kill here. So I finally get another kill, and that was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be to kill earlier there. She actually held in there for quite a bit. So I finally have another kill. I actually have like the least kills apart from Sona, pretty much. Sona and Maokai. So it's just the pure amount of farming I've done this game. The other AD breakdowns have a lot more action in them. So if this is your first one watching, I suggest you check out the others as well, because they're not all quite as boring as this. So once again, I get another red buff. You can also take the scale of the amount of red buffs I've got in this game as well. I've had red buff for maybe the past 15 minutes or something like that. So Baron's up again. They're obviously in no position to stop us from doing Baron. It's quite really, the game's been over about 5 minutes ago, so we're just sort of doing Baron, pushing in. So it's taken so long for us to finish the game that one of their inhibs has respawned. This team just seems to be really good at delaying the inevitable, which is unfortunate for us. But we just take down their another inhibitor for free because they don't want to fight us when we have Baron, and also they had super creeps right there. So we're just sort of pushing up again. We're slowly. This is what a lot of teams make the mistake of doing when they get a lot of inhibitors or Baron. They instantly try and push and instantly try and take down the back base. But what you need to do is slowly let the super creep. So alright, let me show you that again. Orianna tried to ult me then, but I was too slick for her. So I E up and start hitting this tower here. Orianna puts her ball there, and for some reason she just messed it up in her head and just thought that I was still there or something. And I don't even know why I ulted then. Just completely random newbie play that I did to just ult in 13. But it wasn't too bad either way. Alistair just knocks Maokai into the middle of us, and I can easily just 360 crit on him, take him out. But yeah, wait, let me see how Ezreal died then. It's gotta be interesting to see how Ezreal died then, because of how fed this Grag is. So where's Gragas? He's there. I was sure it was him who killed Ezreal. So Ezreal jumped away. He ulties. He's staying near his base. So Gragas. Okay, see, he gets Sona ulted. Gragas lands his Q, and then does his ultimate. It almost killed Orianna in that one-bot combo as well, but not quite, unfortunately. But anyway, this game's over, guys. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my Facebook. All that good stuff. And see you next time.